Welcome back to Talk of the Town, and I'm joined now by Bernie Tennis, and he is the board president for the Wisconsin Alliance of Artists and Craftspeople. Now that is a mouthful, that is a long title, a long organizational name there. And you guys kind of help put on Art Fair Off the Square, and that's an event coming up here in Madison, and so we're gonna talk a little bit more about that. Thank you so much for being here today, Bernie.
Very welcome.
And so who sponsors this event?
Well, there are, as you mentioned, the fair is put on by the Wisconsin Alliance of Artists and Craftspeople, and we are an organization, statewide organization of artists that exists mainly to put on two art fairs, the Art Fair Off the Square and our companion festival, the Winter Art Fair Off the Square at Monona Terrace in November.
Very nice. So kind of got both seasons going on here in Wisconsin, both times. And how do artists enter the Art Fair Off the Square?
Well, like many large art fairs, it is a juried show. Artists submit their work to a jury. We have a 5-member jury that meets when all applicants have entered, and they review the work. They assign scores to each piece, and they discuss if necessary. And then at the end, they tabulate the final scores, and those artists with the highest scores are invited to enter the fair. Once juried in, they're in for 3 years. After 3 years, they must rejury.
Okay.
It's an objective process, and most of us in the group just try to stand back and let the process happen.
So it sounds like something really exciting for artists, for them to showcase their work to the public, and also with the public, something fun to attend as well. So why is it fun for people to come and see?
Well, I think it's a great opportunity for people to see the work of nearly 130 Wisconsin artists. All of them are very accomplished. We have many who have been there for a large number of years and have entered the show, but they, regardless of that, they do have new and exciting work to show every year, so that's important to get that out in front of the public. Many of them do art fairs and exhibit their work in galleries professionally, so this is their living.
Sure.
And on top of that, we have many new artists who come in each year, so there's always lots of fresh and new work for the public to see.
Now, what are some of the highlights of the Art Fair Off the Square coming up here?
Well, I would say you could find a highlight in almost every single booth.
Sure.
But I will talk about one. Every year we have a featured artist.
Okay.
And that featured artist and one piece of their artwork is used for our promotional publications.
Oh, that must be so exciting for them.
It is a very exciting thing. And then it also appears on the t-shirts that we put out each year. This year our featured artist is Mark, and I apologize right at the start because I know I'm going to mispronounce his name.
Sure.
Javero.
And it's a tricky one.
Javera. And he does sculptures of animals mainly, and then casts them in bronze. And the featured artwork here is kind of whimsical looking fox sitting with its head upturned. So check that out at his booth or at our t-shirt booth.
I love it, so beautiful. And how long has this art fair been going on for?
This is our 37th year.
37th.
So we've been around a long time.
Wow, wow.
And mostly in that same location, though we did move it one year when there was some construction going on. As the downtown area has changed, we've expanded our layout. When Monona Terrace was built, we moved down through the Esplanade right up to the door of Monona Terrace. And as the Martin Luther King Boulevard was redone, we changed our layout to accommodate that the new layout for the boulevard too.
Wow. So you guys have really just been growing and changing with Madison as it grows and changes.
Yes, we have. And our companion show on the Winter Art Fair Off the Square has been around for 27 years.
Wow. So anything else anybody should know about Art Fair Off the Square coming up here?
Well, one thing I always like to say about this is that I do a lot of art fairs around Wisconsin and throughout the Midwest, and many of the artists I know do as well. And some of the fairs that I enjoy most are those in communities where everybody pitches in to make sure that it's the best possible weekend for artists and visitors alike. So you get volunteers, you get all the businesses and Chamber of Commerce, city administrators, they all work together to make it the best possible evening and put the best foot forward for their municipality. It's their hometown art fair. So I kind of look at this as our hometown art fair, and all of us work our best to make sure that it is a good weekend for artists and local patrons and visitors alike.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being here today, Bernie. I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Thank you for having me.
And you're going to want to check it out. Check out the Art Fair Off the Square. It is going on Martin Luther King Boulevard in Madison, July 9th through the 10th. And Talk of the Town will be back right after this. Stay tuned to Channel 57.